Hi, welcome back to our channel. My name is Jitendra Ranjan and I am solution engineer at SingleStore. Today we have an exciting feature of our new release 8.5 to discuss, and that is load MySQL data to SingleStore. In our earlier versions of SingleStore, we were having third-party tools or MySQL dump to migrate MySQL snapshot or CDC data to SingleStore, but our 8.5 version has inbuilt feature to migrate data from MySQL to SingleStore. So whether you are a MySQL user considering SingleStore for its speed and real-time analytics capabilities, or SingleStore customer looking for clear path to migrate your data from MySQL, this video is tailored just for you. In this video, I am going to demonstrate the step-by-step process to migrate your data from MySQL to SingleStore. So without wasting our time, let's get started. Let me first walk you through our online doc to understand how it will work. Now let's see the prerequisite on both the sides. MySQL as a source and SingleStore as a destination. So the first prerequisite is we have to enable a binary log, which is important to log all the changes in MySQL, and that will be used as source for CDC data migration to SingleStore. So if you see, you have to enable this binary log using this variable log bin, and you can put any file name. Like here, if you can see, the file name is MySQL hyphen bin, so you can put any name here. Okay, so with this variable you can enable the binary log. If you want to understand this binary log concept, you can just click on this link, and it will give you overview of how you can enable and what basically binary log is. And the second prerequisite is the binary log format. There are a lot of there are three formats for a binary log. So in this case, for MySQL to SingleStore migration, the only supported MySQL binary log is row format. So if you are familiar with MySQL replication setup, you can easily understand these terms. So the second variable is binlog row image is equal to full. So these are the two important variables that you have to maintain at MySQL end. The third one is you have to create a single store database to log all the metadata for single store pipeline. So you have to create this database at MySQL end. And the fourth and the last is you should have a replication user with appropriate privileges. If you can see, we have three commands here. First is to give the privilege to the database user for this single store database that we just have created in step 3, and the second command is to give a privilege to that user to replicate data to destination, and the third one is to select for all the databases for that user. So these are four prerequisites for MySQL. Now let's understand a prerequisite for SingleStore. I'll go to the SingleStore portal. Uh, now at destination, like on SingleStore, you should have a workspace. If you see here, I have created a workspace and database configured. If you are cloud customer, if you are a self-managed customer, then only database is required. Now it's time for a demo. Let me walk you through source and destination setup, and then we'll run a quick demo. For this, I have a self-managed MySQL 5.7 installed on AWS EC2 instance. Let me log into that machine and see the setup. I'll log it to my MySQL already logged in. I have one database, that is MySQL CDCS2. I'll log in to that database. Let's see what all tables this has. So this has 4 tables, but for simplicity I will replicate only one table, that is supplier table. And let's see one more database, that is SingleStore, which we have created for metadata entry, that is SingleStore. These databases has already created. I have created these for this demo only. Let's see the tables. These are system generated tables, so a user don't have to create any table in this database. And uh, and database user, we can see. Let's see the user which we have discussed earlier. So the username was replication user. We'll see that in SingleStore pipeline setup about this user. So if you can see, we have all the permissions for this replication user, and the username is REPL user. I have given all the privilege which is required as per the document. And if you see, these are the MySQL CDC database, test database, and SingleStore database. So these are some more databases that I have given the privilege for replication. But for this demo, I'll use only this database, and SingleStore database is a system database that is required for this replication. So this is a complete MySQL setup. Let's see the design of the table also. It has just few columns with mixed type of data types. So let's see. So create table supply. It has something around let me go through. Let's enter in that database first. Database name is this. Then let's see supply. It has 10,000 100,000 of record in this, and this has some integer type, varchar type, and decimal type columns. So this is complete MySQL setup. On a SingleStore side, let's go to that SingleStore first. So on the SingleStore side, I have already created a database, that is test MySQL CDC, where I will replicate the MySQL tables. And now let's understand the true piece of code, which is basically brain of this database replication, that is creating link, and the pipeline. So these are the two piece of code that we have to understand. If you see the link, this is basically to link your source database. If you see here, I have mentioned database host name. This is MySQL database host name, the database that you want to exclude and include. So I don't want to include in replication the MySQL database and the performance schema database, that you can ignore. If you want to include some tables, you can include that, and the port and the SSL credentials like user and the password. And if you see here, replication user I have used, which I already created in MySQL. And this is the pipeline. So this code basically creates a pipeline for this MySQL link. If you want to replicate all the tables in a database, then uh, you can put here a star. Otherwise, you can put database name and the table name here. And then what I'll do, I'll start a pipeline, and then we'll see if the data replicated to MySQL CDC, and then we'll go with some CDC test by updating some and deleting some tables on MySQL's site. Now I'm going to run a demo. So first I will create a link. I'll create a link first. I'm in the same database. Let's see first if there is any table. There should not be any table. So tables. There should not be any supplier table, because the supplier table I want to replicate from MySQL database to SingleStore. So there is only supplier 3 and test table. There is no supplier table. So now I will create a link. Link has been created. Now I'll create a pipeline. It will take some time, and if it is successful, then we'll have to start the pipeline. So the pipeline has started. Now you can see if the table supplier has migrated or not. Yeah, if you can see, there is a supplier table now. So now let's see if the data is replicated. Yeah, this is replicated. Let's see how much data is replicated till now. So it has, yeah, so if you yeah, so database table is replicated to that SingleStore from MySQL. So what it internally it creates a internally it creates a pipeline. It creates a link, and it creates a procedure to migrate data from MySQL to SingleStore. So now let's check the CDC part. For that, I'll do some update and delete on the MySQL side. Let's CDC. Then what I will do, I will do some update. So I have record. Let's see what is the record. Select start from supplier where ID equals to, let's suppose 10. So this is the ID. What I'll go to do, I'll update this record. I'll set nation key 20 for this ID number 10. This has updated. Now I'll see that it has changed or not. For ID 10, it has changed from 24 to 20. Okay, now I'll see the same record here on the SingleStore side. Let's see. Yeah, it has also changed. So, and let's check the delete also. So what I'll do, I'll delete the same record here on the MySQL side, and if I check here, it should not exist now. So here also, if I run, it should not exist here. Yeah, there is no record. So CDC is also working. So that's all for this demo. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or suggestions on content, please leave them in the comment bar below. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more tutorials like this. Until next time, happy coding. Thank you.